Always greetings from Ankara, the capital of Turkish Republic, and today, August 21st, 2016, and I'm in Demetevler Park in the center of Ankara in the region of Yenimahalle. My name is Victor Fursov, and this is the channel Victor Fursov, Entomologist Beekeeper Ukraine. And actually I'm sitting here and sipping nice Turkish tea with nice Turkish glass. But today I decided to make a story about entomology. Entomology, about insects, about butterflies, about enthusiasm of entomologists, which is going actually from childhood. That's why I'm here near the children park and children place where all children were just playing everywhere here around under the careful observation of parents nevertheless. But sometimes children were really free. When they are free, they are going outside, they are going to street and they are looking around. Some of them were playing, some of them were fighting, but some of them, like me, collecting insects. Yes. Why insects? Because for me, insects were something very interesting, very surprising. That's why I was watching for them maybe from my 5-year-old time in a kindergarten. Even when I collected ladybirds just under the ground, in the soil, under leaves in the springtime. It was funniest time every year in a kindergarten. But after that I became entomologist. And entomologist I'm here in Turkish Republic in Ankara. And here also possible to find insects and of course children, because Turkish Republic is a country of children. They're everywhere here around, you see. But I want to tell you what insects can be found somewhere during collecting. Even here in Turkish Republic, insects were flying everywhere here in the air, between trees, between shrubs, between flowers. Even in a very dry time, they are hidden somewhere. You must be very careful to find insects, to catch them and to collect them. But sometimes insects can be very big. For example, people like butterflies and people like beetles. And of course, beetles and butterflies were very big, large insects. So they're very funny. For example, I just visited Alanya city in the southwest part of Turkish Republic, and I collected these very funny, very nice insects. These very big bugs, not bugs, but beetles. These are red palm beetle, Rhinoceros on ferrugineus in Latin name. Every insect has a special Latin name, scientific name, but common name red palm beetle. And by the way, this is not object for collecting, but I collected it just for scientific education, to tell the story about beetles. Because beetles, they're really very funny. They're very unusual because they're pretty hard, they're very interesting to observe for them. These beetles, curculanid beetles or weevil beetles, they have very interesting head with eyes and with antenna, and they have also wings, but wings of beetles, they're hidden under their cover, elytrus, the hard cover of on the back of these beetles. And these tiny transparent wings, they're used for flying. Yes, these hard and these strong beetles, they can fly, but usually they fly in evening time. Most of beetles, especially in Turkish Republic, they fly in night time when it is dark. So they are flying, and it's actually will be cool in evening and night time. So they are flying in evening time, and in Alanya they were collected in some kind of a pheromone traps, because these beetles, they are pests. So that's why collecting of these beetles not dangerous idea. That's a pretty good idea, because I collected pests in the nature. So I saved some plants, I saved palm trees, because larvae of these weevil, they're very strange. They're like worms. They're white, big, and they're living in stem of palm trees. Yes, very surprisingly. And they're damaging larvae, the stem of palm tree, and palm tree can die and can fall down and can make a kind of damage in a resort. Actually, palm trees were living in the south part of Turkish Republic, in south and southwestern, near the sea, near Mediterranean Sea. So palms are very, very important for cultivation in these resorts areas. So these beetles were damaging palms. So that's why I collected them, and it's pretty useful idea to catch them out of nature and put for collection. But for another beetles, maybe you must be more careful, because some of beetles are going to be very rare. They're not very common, it's difficult to find them, so that's why I do not advise to collect another kind of beetles. So try to collect pests or dangerous beetles for agriculture. In this case, you're just collecting pests from agriculture, from forest, and you do not damage nature. Nature conservation and insects conservation. That's also very important idea, especially even in Turkish Republic, where not too many natural areas everywhere here around, many agricultural areas, but not natural areas. So that's why please do not collect some insects, just try to avoid it. Only professional entomologists, they're able to distinguish pests and beneficial insects, and so they collect some insects only for scientific study. That's why these beetles, they are going to the collection of Plant Protection Institute, so they will be used for education of children in a school and university, so they will be helpful to study entomology, the science of insects. Entomology, the science which is useful for study of insects, especially insects which are economically important for agriculture, for forestry, and for human beings as well. So that's a short story, or a little bit long story, about insects in Turkish Republic. I hope it was interesting. If you have questions, write your questions down this video, ask your question, write comments, and of course subscribe to my channel, press likes, and don't forget, subscribe to my channel. I will tell you more interesting stories, more educational, entertaining stories from Turkish Republic and from other places in the world about entomology, nature, culture, traditions. Good luck and see you soon on my channel. This is Victor Fursov on the channel Victor Fursov, Entomologist Beekeeper Ukraine. Bye bye, see you soon on my channel.